And turn off your music. I didn't think I had to say that part, but
Oh, that's me, sorry.
Turn it off. Alright. Headphones out. Dylan, headphones.
Here you
Take them out.
clear today.
No. You won't get them at all.
Oh, I already got that speaker.
Come on. All the way. You got it. Thank you. Alright, so we are going to be looking at inequalities for this chapter. That's all this chapter is inequalities. And you guys have seen these before, I'm sure. But we're going to kind of do like a refresher. That's what today's lesson is. It's a refresher. So inequalities is just a big word for all of these things. Less than, greater than, less than or equal to, greater than or equal to. You guys remember doing these little alligator things?
Yeah. Greater than or less than.
Yep. That's all inequalities are. So we're going to be working with inequalities. And today is just kind of the intro lesson. Oh. And I already see a mistake I made with this, so we'll have to fix that.
Come on, Polky. Shush. Go, go,
Okay.
go.
First mistake up here.
You nerd.
That's a lie.
You shush.
Nerd.
Alright, so our inequalities are these less than or greater than things. And we use inequalities when our answer is greater than or less than a number. So in our last chapter, when we solved equations, all we did was get a single answer. We got like an x equals or a y equals, and there was just one number. Today, well, for this chapter, our answers are a lot of different numbers. And they're all going to be bigger than or smaller than something else. And just so you guys know what these are, and this is where my first mistake was, I forgot to underline these pieces right here. So underline these things right there. Those should be underlined. I forget to do that. I can't do the individual symbols. I have to go through and type the symbol, and then I have to go through and underline it. And I forgot to do that. So, this symbol, anybody know what this... Oh, no, I actually really wrong again. It's Halloween. Alright. Underline that one right there, actually. That one. Alright. That was my bad. Okay, so our symbols. This first one. In case anybody know what this first one is?
Oh, that's great.
Greater.
No.
No.
Less than.
Less than. That was less than.
What did I say?
How about the one below it? Right here. The one that I messed up on.
Oh wait, that's
Anybody know what that extra line means?
That's I can't see what that means.
You're close. You're on the right track.
I like
That is less than or equal to.
Yes.
How about the one below it now? This one right here. What is it, James?
That's greater.
Greater than.
Oh.
That one is greater than. Which means this very last one that I also messed up on because I forgot to put the line is greater than or equal to. And the reason these are different is because less than, if I have something like, let's say, x is less than, if I have something like x is less than 3, what that means is everything smaller than 3 is my answer, but I don't actually start at 3. I only start at exactly 3 when I have this extra line underneath there, when I have the or equal to. When I have x is less than 3, that means my biggest number is like 2.99999 and just a ton of nines. That means that's my biggest number. So when I have the line, it means I actually start at that number. When I don't have the line, it means I get really, really, really close to that number, but I never actually start at it exactly. That's why there's a difference. One is exactly there, the other is just a difference.
Make sure you put your name on that tape. Guess how many pieces are in here, real quick. Sorry to interrupt. I'll give you, it's over 100, so don't write 30. Like one of the seniors did after I told them it was over 100.
It's probably like 30 in the
There's
front.
over 100.
Am I right? It's probably like 30 in the front.
So make sure you write your name, or you can't collect if you don't have your name on it.
And we win, we get that whole jar.
You win, you get that whole jar. Except what I take out of it later today. Your odds are 1 in 79.
Okay.
You gonna put a number down or just your name?
I know candy.
Okay. Wait, where's the bread?
Ooh. So close.
Stop.
Juice.
Is it like over 100? It's
That's
over
what he
100.
said, Richie.
Man, this is.
He
this
said
is
it 3
sketchy.
times, Richie.
It's odd. It's prime.
You gotta get a feel for this.
And prime.
Squaring them up. Real quick.
There you go.
Mine's on top of the lid.
Did I get it, boys?
Mister.
Dylan, so close, but yet so far away.
Are you judging this by closest, or are you doing prices right ones? Closest front
Wait, let
row.
me change it.
Somebody's already got it right on.
Oh yeah.
This is BS.
So why would, if somebody got it, why would
I
you
got
show
it
it?
like
Because maybe another person looked at it also and they split the candy.
I said
No.
no.
No, that's not how this works.
Alright, I'm gonna get back on track.
I should have went with 7.
I should have went with 7.
Not lucky number.
Alright, to get back on track, you know what? We're gonna skip this part. This part's not.
Yeah, keep going.
And we don't have a lot of time today because we have the assemblies. We're gonna skip it.
Wait, which one?
I love
Halloween.
The top one next to the ones that
Yeah, the top right one. We're gonna skip that one.
Hold on, I'm making some trick-or-treating stuff.
Are you like you're like 15.
That does
You're
not.
never too old
for trick-or-treating.
I can go trick-or-treating.
If I went trick or treating, it'd be creepy.
Man, I'm not.
Not
Can't be
really.
too old for trick or treating.
Man, I'll go trick-or-treating when I'm like.
You ever seen that Facebook video of that guy made a plastic child dummy and then he's like, this is for that's for my son, and he just
No, Trey, no.
Alright. So, what we're going to start on is we're going to look at if different numbers are part of a solution to an inequality. So I have 2x plus 1 is greater than negative 3. I want to know if negative 3, I plug in negative 3 for x, I want to know if that is a solution. So there are lots of answers today. There's not just one, there's going to be a lot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this negative 3, I'm going to plug it in here for x, and I'm going to see if that's true, I'm going to say yes, it's a solution. If not, I'm going to say no. So these answers are all going to be yes or no. That will be our final answer, yes or no, or true or false if you're feeling that way. So I'm going to plug in negative 3 into my x here. So I'm going to go 2, and help me out. Oh, Susie, what's in between the 2 and the x right here? There's a times sign there. So when I plug in that negative 3, I'm going to go 2 times negative 3. I still have a plus 1, and it is greater than negative 3. That looks like a 7, I know, but that's really, let me try it again. It's really a greater than. I'm not very good at making these by hand. They always look like 7s. Alright, so I just need to go through, I need to do the math on the left side, and it's just a PIMDOS problem now. 2 times negative 3 plus 1. So PIMDOS, no parentheses, no exponents, hey, but I gotta multiply. 2 times negative 3 is negative 6. I still got a plus 1, and I have greater than negative 3 still. And I'm gonna keep going. Negative 6 plus 1 is negative 5. Negative 5 greater than negative 3. Is this true? Is negative 5 greater than
No.
or bigger than negative 3?
No.
Yes.
No. Because it's negative. Remember, negatives are backwards. Negative 5 is smaller than negative 3. It is smaller than negative 3. So this is false. This is not a true thing. So my answer, I'm going to say either false or no,
No.
or however you want to say it.
Not a.
I take a hecknaz if you want it. So I'm going to go nope. That's right. Nope.
Yeah.
Alright, let's practice this one more time. This time we're going to do negative 1. And we're going to plug it into the same problem up here. So I'm going to plug my negative 1 in up here for my x. I'm going to go through and solve it to see if it's true or if it's false. So 2 times negative 1. I got plus 1 greater than negative 3. Right? It looks like 7s.
That's an ugly color.
Shut up, Richie.
Yeah. I was almost going to say you're an ugly color, but that's kind of racist.
Oh. Dylan, you racist. No,
What?
Yeah, it's.
What?
Change it.
What'd I say?
You know what? We're gonna do this. Richie, just for you, we're gonna do a nice pink.
thank you.
Alright. So, it's just a dim dots problem now. I'm gonna go 2 times -1 is -2. I still have a +1. I still have greater than -3. Well, -2 plus 1 is -1. I have -1 is greater than -3. Is -1
True,
bigger than
yes.
-3? This is true. Remember, negatives are backwards. Negatives are backwards from what you think. -1 is actually bigger than -3. So this is true. So I'm just going to say true. Or maybe yes. Or yeah. Heck yeah. I take a yeah.
Oh.
Take one of those. Alright, that's going to get us to our first in-class problem. And I'm going to make this a little smaller. So it says consider the numbers -1, 0, 1, and 3, which are solutions of 13 minus 7y is less than or equal to 6. On this one, just like before, we're going to plug in these numbers in for y this time. But I'm going to make this a little bit shorter. And let's only do the numbers 1 and 3. So you're only going to plug the number 1 and the number 3 in for y. So you're going to get 2 answers, just like we kind of did up here. But you're plugging it into this one down here. So on your own, on your paper,
Bro.
plug those in, tell me, are they true or are they false for solutions?
Wait, I need help.
Tell me, is it true, is it false?
I need help.
Check with your partner, see if they get the same answer. Somebody's sitting by you. Alright. So cross off -1 and 0. We're making this a little shorter. Okay. So what do we do with that -2 right there? We put it in for the x, right? We're going to do the same thing here. Let's start with how about 1. Plug it in for y.
But I can't do this.
Yeah.
Makes no damn sense.
You make lots of
So
sense.
No.
sense.
B-A-M.
I'll help.
B-A-M.
That's
We're gonna do all of them?
No, cross out the first two. Cross out the first two. Take out that headphone. Get out, pull it up. So you can do it again, kind of like we did up here. We plug in -1 a second time, right? Into that same one. So we're like 2 separate problems. So go through and solve it with that 1. They're going to do the same thing, but this time we're going to plug in 3. Much it down this way. Okay, so they're 2 separate. Okay, let me put it for this way. Let me put it for you this way. Okay, we're going to start by plugging in the number 1 in here. So I have 13 minus 7 times 1 less than or equal to 6, right? I just plugged in 1 for y. Okay, I'm going to do a completely separate problem, and this time I'm going to plug in 3 in for right there. So you're doing 2 problems. So this in-class thing is actually 2 problems. We're going to have 13 minus 7 times 3 is less than or equal to 6. So they're 2 separate problems. So if you're confused, remember, these are 2 separate problems. For the first problem, we're going to plug in 1 in for my y. For my second problem, we're going to plug 3 in for y. So they're 2 separate ones. So you're going to get 2 separate answers. They're not related at all. They're completely separate. So you're going to have to plug them in and say, is it true or is it false?
I guess.
No, you can plug it in and do the math.
True, but is number 2
Good question.
true? Because
Susan get what she's going.
so that is negative.
Can you
Is
show me how to
that
do
less
this?
than or less? But I said like true.
You got this set up right now. No, it's just a pinball problem. 7 times 1 is 13 minus 7. Alright, so we got the number plugged in, right? So now it's just a pinball, it's like an order of operations. We're going to turn this to a single number. So I do 13 minus 7 times 1.
Okay.
Hey! Quit touching each other.
Such my phone book.
Or they do 7 times 1 first. That's careful, it's 13 minus 7. Yeah, and that stays there. Okay, keep going. What's 13 minus 7?
I'm going on a diet after Halloween.
Oh my God.
What if you need a negative number?
I've heard that one before.
Why is everybody going on diets?
If you don't know what the decimal is.
Yeah,
I would have more
asked
than
that
this.
question. Top 6? Yeah, you asked that question.
If you're going on a diet, pigs must fly then, huh?
That's symbol right there.
I,
What?
Nobody goes on a diet. Never.
Alright.
That's awesome.
Everybody else always
Less
like,
than or equal
oh
to
my god, I'm
6.
gonna go on a diet. I'm gonna get so skinny. Like,
I
3 weeks
the
later.
next day they're gaining like 20 pounds.
Yeah, and that's kind of how it
Because
works. I love it.
the
Actually,
If you say you're going on a diet, you do the
so
opposite.
like
Oh, so you're just trying to like.
I never said in my
you
entire
see
life
if it's
going
right or
on
wrong. We don't know. We're just guessing.
Richie, you know you did it once.
So they gave you
I'll eat Cheetos until I puke.
Yep, same thing on that side.
That's legit. I've done that before.
That's a lot.
All right, I'll give you another minute. Finish it off. If you're done, sit tight.
They was only like 2.5
Exactly.
and then I woke
What?
up
You start, you mean, no.
and it was all red.
She's like, what? Send it.
Tasted like beer.
Yeah.
Loki, Loki.
Nice.
Put my back.
That's the thing. Because it says
Hey.
Three is yep. One is
Okay,
I got my reviews 8.
Oh, okay, I see you did
Is it called?
No, we're going in there.
Boy,
All right, let's go over this.
Wait, who's the one
Looks like that one.
I don't know. Let's find out.
my
Let's find out, Susie.
Oh my god.
All right, so Susie, get us started on this first one. What are we gonna do first? Which is? Okay. So I have 13 minus 7 less than or equal to 6. And then let's keep going. Allison, what am I doing next?
you're subtracting 13. It said 13. Think about 7.
Okay, what do you get?
What did I get? 6.
Okay, so we have 6 is less than or equal to 6. Richie, is this true? Is 6 less than or equal to 6?
Less than or equal to 6.
Mm-hmm. Is that true or false?
False.
Because?
Because it's not less.
But what's that extra line mean?
Equal.
Oh!
Or equal to. So, it's less than or equal to. 6 is equal to 6, which means this is true.
Oh, then I got it right.
No, you said false.
I know, but I said true on this.
Well, then you got it right on
Why
there.
did you say false?
Alright, so let's
Because,
keep
like,
going.
you said
Let's
less
do this
than.
one on the right. So, Trayton, get me started. What am I going to do first?
You were gonna.
Let's think
Like 73.
Yep, and what do we get when we do that?
Yeah, I should. I got
7 times 3.
We got it.
I know it.
21.
We get 21. I have 13 minus 21 less than or equal to 6. Alright, Quana, what am I doing next? Which is?
12?
12.
Wait, hold up. Or negative 1.
Wait.
2.
Just let him work.
Negative 8.
Negative 8. I get negative 8 is less than or equal to 6. Alex, is that true? That is false. Negative 8 is bigger than 6?
They have to be equal to.
That's true.
to be true.
This is true. Negative 8 is less than 6, which makes this one also true.
Yeah.
You're on the roll. But
How is that true?
is negative 8 less than 6? Oh.
Less.
Less than, yep.
I thought-
Alright, let's do, let me think, right here for you. Yeah, we got time for this. Alright, we're going to do one more thing. And then we're going to practice this, and we're probably going to keep practicing it tomorrow also. Just because I want you guys to have this down before we move on. Alright, so what we're going to do is we are going to graph these. We're going to graph some of these inequalities. And they're not super tough. You just got to make sure that you don't have a sneaky problem. And this first one is kind of sneaky. So I have 2 is greater than or equal to A. And I want to make the graph of this. So I actually put all your step-by-step instructions right here. So you can just go through and follow these every single time. So we're going to start here with step 1. We're going to make sure the variable is on the left side. Is my variable on the left side?
No.
No, it's on the right side. It's over here on the right. When I do these, I want to make sure this variable is always on the left. Because if it's on the right, it throws us off. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to flip the whole thing around, which is fine. I can flip that around. Like, if I gave you an example, just as kind of a random example, if I have x equals 2, can't I flip it around and write 2 equals x? That's fine, right?
Yes.
Same thing with here, but there's just one little thing. So I'm going to flip it around. I'm going to put my a on the left. I'm going to put my 2 on the right. And in my original, which way was this pointing to? Which one was this pointing to?
A.
It's pointing to the A, right? It's like a little arrow pointing to the A. When I flip it, it's going to stay pointing to the A. So my inequality flips around also.
Sure.
It was pointing to the A in the original. It's pointing to the A when I flip it. So it's got to flip. So we always want to make sure a variable is on the left side, because if we don't put it there, our graph is going to look weird. It's going to be wrong. Okay. So I've got my variable on the left, so I'm on step 2. We're going to draw a number line, and we're going to put our number in the middle. All you need for a number line, it doesn't have to be super intense. I'm going to have a flat line like that. And I'm going to put the number 2 in the middle of it. You guys probably haven't used number lines in a while because you use them a lot in like kind of 5th grade and middle school. But they're just the lines with all the numbers on them from small to big. So I drew my number line, and I'm going to put this number 2 in the middle, where my thing is going to start at. And then, to help me with my number line, I'm going to put 2 more numbers on it. I'm going to put one smaller, one bigger. So 1, 2, and then 3. So I want the number I'm going to start with, this 2 is going to be in the middle, and then just one smaller, one bigger. So 1, 2, 3 is fine.
I'm sorry, I thought about a joke.
Okay.
That's cute.
It's not weird or anything. Alright. So we drew our number line, put our number in the middle, that was step 2. We're going to put a circle at the number. So we're going to put a circle here at 2. So I'm just going to put a little circle like that. It's nothing super intense, just a little circle. And then I might have to do something with the circle. So if this is just a greater than or less than, we're going to leave our circle empty. When I graph it, that's how I show greater than or less than. I leave it empty. But if it has the or equal to part, we fill in our circle. So we have the or equal to part, so I'm going to fill in my circle. Like this. Doesn't have to be like super nice or anything.
Did we do this last year?
We did
Yes,
this last
you've
year.
done this before.
Yeah, I remember. Dang it.
So I'm going to fill in my circle because I have this extra or equal to line. If I didn't have the line, I'd leave it open. Or empty.
Wait, hold on. Can you explain that one more time?
So you know how there's a difference? This is greater than. This is greater than or equal to.
Yeah.
The way we show the or equal to when we graph this is we fill in the circle. We fill in the dot. If it was just this, we'd leave it like an empty circle like this.
So this is how you do it on the graph?
Yep, that's how we're just graphing it now.
Alright.
Which are just these little number lines. Alright. And then I have one last step. I need to make an arrow to show which way, which side has my answer on it. Because I'm starting here at 2, and I'm either going to have numbers on the left are going to be my answer, or all the numbers on the right are going to be my answer. So to show that, I'm going to look at my sign in the middle. This is A is less than or equal to 2. Which side is numbers less than 2, left or right? Left side, right? 1 is less than 2, it's smaller than 2. So I'm going to make my arrow go out here to the left. And that's all we need for our number line. There's kind of a lot of steps, but after you do a few of them, they get pretty easy.
Can you give us one like do quick?
Oh yeah, we're going to do a couple of these.
Oh, my nose.
Don't you worry, Keith. You got this.
We're almost done.
My eyes burn.
Patience.
By the time we're done, it's gonna be time to get
No.
Maybe.
We got 3
We
minutes.
always have like
We
5
got 3
minutes.
minutes.
We're
Yeah.
going to class.
We get out in
It's
like
3
10
minutes.
minutes, bro.
We got 49, it's 35, that's 15.
Yeah,
We're gonna do a couple more of these, then we'll probably skip our exit ticket. Shush.
58.
Quit complaining, we'll be done sooner. Okay, we're gonna practice a couple more of these. So everybody have this down, though? Before I go on? Alright. So I'm gonna graph x is greater than or equal to -4. Is my variable on the left side? So we're gonna go through those 4 steps again. Is my variable on the left? Actually, let's keep going around. Jared, is my variable on the left? Okay, so that step 1 is done. I don't need to do anything with it. So for my step 2, I'm going to make my number line. I'm going to make my number line. And Kyle, what's going to be on the very middle of this number line? -4. And then I have to make one smaller and one bigger. But we got to be careful. What is smaller than -4? What?
-3.
No. -3 is bigger than -4. -5 is smaller. Remember, negatives are backwards. So when I go one smaller, one bigger, it's actually -4, -5, -3.
Oh, that's all we have to do?
For that part of our number line, yeah. All you need is the 3 numbers.
I was making everything so complicated in my head.
That's good that you figured it out. Alright. So we need to keep going. And we're going to put a circle on -4. And Zoe, am I going to fill in this circle? Why not? We only fill in the or equal to. Does this have that extra line? No. Nope, so I'm not going to fill it in. And then I just need to say, or I just need to make my arrow going either left or right. Dylan, which way is my arrow going to go? Take out your headphones, or I'm taking them. My arrow is going to go to the right, because that is numbers greater than. And to give you a little bit of a hint, this is x is greater than -4, right? This greater than, to figure out which way your arrow goes, doesn't this kind of look like an arrow pointing right? If I put a little line right there, doesn't that look like an arrow pointing right? It's going to point to the same direction that the arrow on your circle goes. So, without even looking at it, which way is this arrow going to go? Left. Because it kind of looks like an arrow pointing left. That's kind of the shortcut. Alright, let's do one more together, and then you guys are going to do one on your own, and then that'll be it.
No.
So let's actually skip B. Let's skip B. I'm going to go to C.
did it!
Oh good, you got extra practice. Alright. So, on part C, Sophia, is my variable on the left side for part C? What? You're so quiet, what? No, it is not. So I gotta flip it around, right? So I'm gonna go in, and 3, and Robert. What else do I have to do when I flip this? What? Why are you guys so quiet? What?
Maybe it's
Yeah, the inequality. It's got to flip, right?
Yeah.
So which way? What is it going to point to after I flip it?
It's gonna put me
3.
3. So I'm going to flip my inequality the other way, and it's going to point. It started out pointing to the 3. It's got to keep pointing to the 3. All right. So I have that. That's step 1. Step 2 is draw your number line. And Joyceline, what number am I going to put right in the middle of this number line? There's a 3. And then I need one smaller and one bigger for my number line. We're not going to do a lot of numbers, just one smaller, one bigger. Alright, so let's keep going through. I'm going to make my circle at 3. Keith, am I going to fill in the circle?
Yes.
Because? Yep, because we've got this or equal to line. And then Susie, finish it off. Which way is my arrow going to go? Right or left? Right. That is, you're actually correct.
That way.
Yep, it's going to the right. Because n is greater than 3, right? Which side of this number is greater than 3? Or bigger than 3? The left or right side?
Wait, does it really play it like this? It's gonna be.
Yeah. That's an arrow pointing right, right? Right. This one is an arrow pointing. That's right. You just have to make sure we always keep this on the left side. So always look at the answer when the variable's on the left. Is all you have to do. So like the first one, we had to flip it. Always use the flip one. Alright, for your exit ticket, actually no, we're going to skip this and we're just going to do the exit ticket. As no, I want you to try one, yeah. We're going to do the exit ticket, but you're not going to do it on Socratic.
Oh my, why do you say it if you didn't just do it?
Because I still want you to practice one, but you don't have to type it into Socratic. You just have to do it on your paper. We're going to have somebody do it on the board in just a minute.
As soon as we start doing
Actually, Allison, did you finish?
Yeah, no, I did not.
Not too bad, you're doing it on the board anyway.
we have to flip it.
On this one, is it on the left side? Is the variable on the left?
Yes.
Nope, it's not on the left, so you gotta flip it. Okay, so do this one. Check your answer with Allison, who's gonna put her answer on the board, and then we'll start on homework.
Why
No,
you
what the-
doing this?
You said we could. You said
I'd rather die
I
than
want to
suffer.
It's not. This is not that bad.
Already did.
We're
It's actually ain't even that bad.
we follow your steps on that.
It is.
It's like simplest math you can possibly do.
We're not doing it in Socratic.
It won't let me break.
Use those muscles. You've got those muscles. Use them.
Not like super
All right, 120. Keep going.
Alright, I got to this point.
All right. Which way is your arrow gonna go?
Like this.
Nope.
Nope.
You forgot to flip it. That's quite the arrow.
Okay.
Alright, that's
Yep.
Alright, on this one, don't forget you gotta flip it before you do anything. So we go X, we go 123, and it was pointing to the 123, so it's gotta stay that way. So my arrow is really going to the right.
I did.
Yeah, eventually. You took a little detour.
Mr. Goldkey, I did it right.
Good. It's gonna make tonight's homework easy.
Alright.
Alright, so I'm gonna put the homework on Google Classroom in just a minute.